Hi guys, Will here from WP Trading, and I want to share a story with you in this video. In fact, a few stories from a handful of the traders who I've worked with across the last few months. And look, I absolutely love putting these feedback videos together because there really is no better feeling than when traders come to me, they explain what they're struggling with, they help me understand what they're trying to achieve, and then they come on board and just get massive results within their trading using the strategies that I've shared with them. And I think it's important to share these because I know that many of you who watch my content may either be in the same place that these traders were before they joined me, or perhaps achieving the same thing that they have could potentially have a huge positive impact for you, especially where we are at the moment with the virus and people losing their jobs and huge businesses closing down and so on, where having a second income via trading can make all the difference. And these guys literally first-hand, straight up prove that it's possible. They prove that the strategies work, and more than that, they prove that consistently building an account by following a set of rules that anyone can follow is actually possible. So let's start with Dan's story. If I just bring the first piece of feedback that Dan sent to me a while after he joined me on screen, as you can see, he says, "I've earned enough by trading your strategy to make back the fee and have a merrier Christmas this year." And of course, that was back in December. He also says, "Glad that I stumbled on you, and I love the psychology that you promote." And back before Dan actually began working with me, as he touches on here, and just to quote him again, it was his own faults that were costing him. It was emotion-led decision-making that was, meaning he was self-sabotaging his own success, like many traders out there. In fact, the majority of traders out there, right? And maybe one or two of you watching this video today have made the same mistakes, so exiting early, jumping in late out of fear, snatching at small profits due to greed, taking trades at random due to not having a proven sort of edge or a strategy that allows you to understand exactly where, when and why to get in and out, and so on and so forth. Traders come to me with these issues time and time again, and the answer really is simple. If you're facing these problems, the question that I always ask is, why not just remove them by implementing rule-based strategies that mean you don't have to guess or predict or use discretion. You don't have to act on emotion, and in fact, some of the worst decisions are made in life due to emotion, aren't they? So again, why not just remove emotion entirely using a mechanical rule-based strategy, which means you'll no longer actually have to be in that account destroying reactive state. And that's exactly what Dan did. And if we fast forward 5 months or so, I just received this second piece of feedback from him a week or two ago now, where he shares an update and he says it himself. The strategies that he trades alongside me now are clear, concise, easy to understand and easy to use. And not only that, he made back the fee within, as he says himself, just a couple of trades. And after taking the leap, he's now trading profitably and with confidence, having actually banked 3R the very day that he wrote this review. Really brilliant story to be able to share. So this next story is one I'm really, really happy to be able to share too, and it comes from a trader called Ava. Now, back before Ava joined me, she'd spent a long time struggling, in fact, into the years struggling. She jumped from strategy to strategy, mentor to mentor. She pretty much tried everything with the exception of mechanical rule-based strategies. Literally, that was all she hadn't tried until she found me via YouTube. She watched through my content and she just decided, look, enough is enough, and she came on board with me. So this was the first email I received from Ava roughly a month or so after she joined me mid last year, and it's a really touching email. It gets across the impact that the strategies have for people. She says she's so far generated £304 via her trading account in month 1 at a conservative 1% risk per trade, which might not sound like much to some, but after 5 long years of only ever losing money, that represents a significant shift in her trading. And more than that, she's finally proved to herself, I should add, that she can trade profitably. And the mechanical strategy rules have helped her achieve just that. And then she goes on to say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It doesn't get much better than that, does it? And if we fast forward 6 months, she actually joined my mentoring program at the start of this year, and she's so far taken that small initial £500, right up to now literally just above £2,000. And I was actually going to screenshot her trade record showing her P&L, but I think it's a bit too personal to go that far. So let me just bring on screen another piece of feedback I had from her a few weeks ago, where she forwarded her account statement to me from her broker, keeping me up to date with her trades. And as you can see, she says after a minus 30 points losing day yesterday, she went on to bank a pretty huge 172.9 points the day that she sent this over. And again, she says it herself, follow the system, stick to the system. From there, the results just come. And in fact, the very next day after she'd banked the 172.9 point win, she then emailed me back again, letting me know she'd brought in another 226.2 points, making her 2-day total 399.1 points, which even a small £1 per point is, of course, £399.10 in 2 days across 2 trades. That, to some people, is what? It's a week's full-time wage, isn't it? Made by clicking a mouse twice. It's incredible, isn't it, what trading makes possible. And in fact, I'm actually interviewing Ava for the YouTube channel soon, so keep an eye out for that, and you'll be able to hear her story in her words, which is really exciting. So let me run through some more recent feedback from a few of the other traders I've worked with. This is an email I received from a trader called Gordon, and he says, thanks again for your £1 strategy. I joined you last June, 9 months ago now. And then he goes on to say that the strategy more than paid for itself and then some. Brilliant. Another £1 strategy trader here, Chad, he says, love the £1 strategy. I trade with it every day. And he's also built on the strategy himself and found a way to add in a second position too. A Twitter message from a trader, Julian here, and he says the DAX strategy is concrete and it's one I'll follow religiously. And more importantly, he says it's giving him structure in what he does every day now, rather than trading blind and going in on a hunch. And that really is great feedback, isn't it? Because that's the foundation of what mechanical strategies actually make possible. They remove the ambiguity, they remove the guesswork that holds so many traders back, and they just put a concrete, proven process in place. Brilliant. And in fact, I have an email from Julian here too, where he says the whole course and how it was explained was very good. And he made his very first trade using the strategy that day, banking a 150 points win on day one. Great start to the week. An email here from a trader, Dave, and he says the £1 strategy is brilliantly simple and effective. The high time frame buy spot strategy is coming along nicely via the weekly time frame. So simple, and due to the mechanical nature of the strategies, they allow you to walk away and trade stress-free. Brilliant. Some feedback on the topic of the courses themselves here from a trader, Yvonne, and she says, I'd just like to say, William, that you've done really, really well by implementing a professional, well-structured and helpful course for people like me. Clearly shows that you have a great passion and skills for what you do. And she was even kind enough to say thank you to her customer success manager, Paul, too. What a legend. See, I love working with traders like these because they make my job easy by just coming on board, most importantly, committing to their success, which from experience most traders never do. Most traders just stick to YouTube videos, stick to free online resources, which are free for a reason. And you know, these traders, they come to me, they do the hard work required, they put in the time, they fully digest the courses, they trade consistently long term, and look what happens due to all of that. They get results. So if you're a trader who's watching this and you know you're still struggling, or you need some help, some support, some guidance, and you'd like to achieve what all of these traders have achieved, feel free to drop me an email and let's see if I can help. And hopefully I can do just that and help you get the same results that they all have. I'll put my email in the description for you with a link to my website where you can find the strategies that we trade together. And again, if I can help, it would be a pleasure to do so. Anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that triggers some inspiration. I'll leave it there for today. And as always, trade with edge, with consistency. And I look forward to having you back here on the channel soon. Thanks, everyone.